Hello everyone, welcome in science class. Our today's topic is adaptation by animals of the polar regions. As in the previous session we had discussed about the adaptation, and I told you that adaptation can be structural and adaptation can be behavioral. So here, as we know that the polar bears, they are present in polar regions. You can see here snow is there. So the polar bears, as they have to survive in the polar region, so they have to change in their structure according to the temperature of that area, and you know that the temperature is very less at the polar regions. So polar bears have white fur so that they are not easily visible in the snowy white background. The very first advantage, as there is snow everywhere on the polar area, so the polar bear contain white fur to protect themselves from the enemy, and they can easily you can say they can easily hide themselves in the snow. The body temperature of polar bear, which is normally 37 degrees Celsius, is maintained through a thick layer of fur, a tough hide, and an insulating layer of blubber. Yes, this fur which is present on their surface, it protect them from the cold of that area. It maintain their body temperature, as well as they have a high insulating layer of blubber. That means a very thick fat layer is present on their surface. The excellent insulation, here it is. This excellent insulation keeps a polar bear warm even when air temperature drop to minus 37 degree Celsius. Yes, this provide an insulation. Insulation means the outer temperature does not affect them. So their body temperature is to be maintained due to that. So this excellent insulation keeps a polar bear warm even when air temperature drop to minus 37 degrees Celsius. Polar bears are so well insulated that they tend to get overheated. Sometimes it is interesting to know that polar bear tend to get overheated due to presence of that thick you can say thick layer of the fur as well as blubber. They move slowly and rest often to cool down on warm days. Yes, on warm days they have to move slowly, they have to rest often to cool down, or physical or after physical activity. Yes, if they haunt any another animal, or they take any another animal, so in that condition they have to uh, they have to move slowly, they have to keep themselves cool. So they have to do this kind of activities to make themselves cool, because at that time they become too much warm. Polar bear can close its nostril while swimming underwater. A polar bear's front paws propel it through water from swimming, obviously. So these are the structural changes that are present in the polar bear to be best adapted the climate condition of polar region. The hind feet and legs are held flat and are used as rudders. So these are the condition, these are the kind of feet that help them to swim into the water, into the cold water, as well as to move on the snow. So these are the adaptations of polar bear. Another animal which is well adapted to the polar region is penguin. How? Penguins have feathers that are extremely densely packed with no gaps between them. You can see in the picture that what kind of penguin, and I think on TV you had already observed it. This gives them good protection against cold. Obviously, you can see that these are the arms of the penguin and they are very much closely to their body. So this one is the body and these are the arms, they are very closely present. Each feather feather, basically not arm, these are the feather. I want to say this thing that penguin is a kind of bird, but it cannot fly. Each feather has an extra part behind it so that they can fluff their feathers up. They can easily fluff their feathers up. This keeps them warm in cold and allow them to cool off when the weather is warm. So these kind of adaptation, like having a white thick fur on the polar bear, and you can say these kind of feather present on the penguin, so they help them to better survive in that polar area. So this is known as a kind of structural adaptation. Penguins do not have air spaces in their bones, and this is the very much reason that why they cannot fly. They do not have hollow bones because hollow bones are light and that help them to fly. But penguins do not have air spaces in their bones as normal birds have. This helps them to sink in water, but it is advantageous for penguins. How? It helps them to sink in water, not to float. They have a layer of blubber, that is fat, beneath their skin, which helps them to stay warm. So under their skin there is a high layer of, you can say, blubber, you can say fat, and that fat layer prevent the penguin to you can say to outer temperature cannot affect the penguin, as the thick layer act as an insulator. A streamlined body and a paddle-like feet help them to swim underwater. So these are the structural adaptation of the penguins. Next one is the tropical rainforest. This one is the tropical rainforest. Tropical rainforest, as the name indicates, rainforest. So a large amount of rainfall is there. So tropical rainforests are generally found near the equator. Earlier we had discussed about the adaptation related to pole, and here we will discuss about the adaptation related to equator. The tropical rainforests are home to more species of plants and animals than all other biomass combined together. Biomass means biological mass, like plants and animal mass. So what they told, the tropical rainforests are home to more species. Large number of plants and large number of animals are present in tropical rainforest. We can say this one is the you can say biodiversity area, biodiversity hotspot. Biodiversity hotspot means an area where large variety of plants and animals can be present. Such forests are found in India, Malaysia, Indonesia, Brazil, Republic of Congo, Uganda and Nigeria. So these are the places where tropical rainforests are found. The Amazon jungle is the world's largest tropical rainforest. So this can become in the form of 1-mark question. Amazon jungle is the world's largest tropical rainforest. The forest covers the basin of the Amazon, the world's second largest river. Obviously, I think you already had discussed this in your SST subject. Central Africa holds the world's second largest rainforest. So the world's largest and the second largest rainforest you can see there. Rainforests are characterized by a high rainfall. Obviously, rainforests, because these are rainforests, so rainforests are having high rainfall. This often results in poor soils due to leaching of soluble nutrient. With water, many nutrients can easily you can say flow down. Rainforests are home to 2/3 of all the living animal and plant species on the earth. Yes, as I told you, maximum amount of plants and animal variety can be found on this rainforest. So many plants and animal species are found only in rainforest. It has been estimated that many hundreds of millions of new species of plants, insects, and microorganisms are still undiscovered and as yet unnamed by scientists. So, obviously, large number of plants, animal, insect, microorganism are found in rainforest. Even scientists had not discovered. Still, many species are undiscovered, but they are present. Temperature in such region has an average value of 20 to 25 degree Celsius and varies little throughout the year. That means very little change can occur throughout the year, not very much high change. The average temperature of the three warmest and the three coldest months do not differ by more than 5 degrees Celsius. So look at here. So that means maximum cold and maximum warm, but there is not a very large change between the temperature. Almost 5 degrees Celsius change between the warmest and the coldest month. Precipitation is evenly distributed throughout the year. That means, as I told you, these are the rainforests. So throughout the year almost, the rain is there, with the average annual rainfall usually exceeding 2000 milliliters. Yes. In India, these forests are found in Western Ghat and Assam. Where these are found? In Western Ghat and Assam. These forests are home to animals like monkeys, apes, gorillas, lions, tigers, lizards, elephants, leopards, snakes, birds and insects and many more. Very less names are given here, but many more. Animals living in these forests have got adapted to living in areas. Obviously, when animals live in that particular area, then they have to change in their structure to live in that particular area. Otherwise, how they can survive? They cannot survive. So animals living in these forests have got adapted to living in areas ranging from trees to lakes and even underground. So different variety, different kind of adaptation in plants and in animals can be seen in these areas. I hope you understand it. Next session, next topic we will discuss in our next session. Have a nice day. Goodbye.